All right, so you own a house here in North Mississippi, and you are toying with the idea of selling your home, maybe purchasing something else, but you have a ton of questions that you need to have answered before you take that next step. Maybe you've got questions like, with interest rates like they are right now, is this even a good time to sell and or buy? Has my home lost value over the last 12 months? Are there even any buyers out there right now that are looking for a house like mine? Maybe you want to know how long it's going to take your home to sell. A big question that I keep getting asked by sellers is this. It has to do with what I call golden handcuffs. All right. You own a home right now and you've got a really low mortgage rate. Maybe it's 3% or even lower than that. If you sell right now and then you make a new purchase, your interest rate is going to be much higher, potentially 7% or more. So the big question there is, does it even make sense for you to sell right now and make a new purchase? Hey guys, this is Tracy Kirkley with Crye-Leike Realtors in Olive Branch, Mississippi. And in today's episode, I am going to answer those questions, probably also a few other questions that you maybe didn't even think that you needed to know the answer to. Before we get started, I do just want to remind you, if you've not ever done this before, subscribe and like my channel because I put information out there like this all the time, and hopefully you find it valuable and helpful to you in your home journey. All right, let's get started. So before I get started answering each one of those questions, I want to set things up by giving you a little bit of a market update. We're here at the beginning of fall 2023, and I want to set the stage so that I can help explain the market that we're in and how that affects you as a home seller. Currently, new home builds are down 30%. That means that builders have started 30% fewer homes this year than they did during the same time period last year. The number of homes that have sold this year in 2023 year to date is down 24% from the same time period during 2022. Home prices, however, have risen 3.6% from this same time last year. The amount of time that it is taking homes to sell is approximately 45 days right now, and that is up from 14 days last year. So, how is this going to affect you as a seller, and how does that help you answer some of those questions? All right, so question number one that we're going to address is this even a good time to sell your home and or maybe you buy a home if you're going to sell and then buy? All right, so inventory is down. As I mentioned, the builders are building fewer homes. We also just have low available inventory otherwise. So inventory is low, which actually makes that a prime time for a home seller to put their house on the market. You have the best opportunity to capitalize without a lot of competition. Okay, so that's the first part of that equation. With regard to, are there buyers out there looking for a home like yours? There are buyers out there. I will say that the buyers have had to rail back just a little bit with regard to how much they're spending because of the interest rates. The home prices that are higher, they're having to pull back a little bit. So if you're in the high upper price points for Desoto County, North Mississippi, you're going to have a smaller buyer pool. That means you're actually going to have to price things really well, stage the home really well, get it really well prepared. And quite honestly, that is information that goes across the board right now, because even though there is low inventory and there are buyers out there, the buyers are taking a little bit more time to look for the right home for them since they're having to scale back. Another reason I believe that this is a good time to go ahead and sell your home is because they are forecasting that the interest rates will start dropping towards the end of the year. We could get down into the 6s, and then sometime in 2024, maybe second quarter, we could get down into the 5s, the upper 5s on interest rates. So you're like, oh great, maybe I just wait until then. Guess what? If you're thinking that, guess who else is thinking that? Everybody else. So if you wait until those interest rates drop before you sell your home, guess what? You are going to have a lot more competition because there are going to be more sellers putting their house on the market at that time. So with more competition, guess what? You do not have the competitive edge at that time. Right now, with less competition, you have the competitive edge. With the competitive edge, you get better terms for what's going to make sense for you moving forward. But you're like, but Tracy, but if I do that and then I go buy and I'm got that higher interest rate because, you know, my interest rate's only about 3% right now and I've got those golden handcuffs. What about that part of the equation? Well, here's the deal with that. So if you go ahead and buy right now, sell your house now while you've got a competitive advantage, and you go ahead and make your purchase on the next house, especially if you're buying up. Let's say you're selling a house in the $200,000 to $300,000 range and you're buying in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. So you're buying up. When interest rates do start to fall, number one, you can refinance at that time and capitalize on that interest rate. But during the time from now until those interest rates, let me do that backwards, drop this direction, your home is appreciating. Guess what? In Desoto County, North Mississippi, homes are not losing value. As I mentioned earlier, over the last year, they have risen 3.6%. Guys, and that is actually a low amount of appreciation for our area. So let's just say they continue to rise at 3%, 4%, 5% over the next year until interest rates get to where you want them to be. Guess what? You're riding that wave up and you are actually building more equity per month than what you're spending in that higher interest rate. I've actually got a whole video just on that, so you need to check that one out. All right, so maybe you've heard all of this and you say, okay, well, gosh, Tracy, some of that actually makes sense. Maybe we need to explore going ahead and putting our house on the market. What are some things that we need to start thinking about or doing before we do that? All right, so it's still so important, guys, that the house is decluttered, that you've got it prepped properly, that you have it priced properly. This is not a time to be stretching the market because we don't want the house sitting out there any longer than it has to. As I mentioned, the number of days on market has already risen from about 14 last year to a little over 40 days on market this year. So it's going to take a little bit more time because the buyers are being a little more picky. So you've got to really make sure that your house is prepped. And guess what? A really great real estate agent can help you with that prep work and also help you with the pricing, okay? Additionally, you need to make sure that whoever you connect with as a real estate agent has a super strong marketing plan, somebody that's going to do video, somebody that's going to do professional photography, that has great connections in the community and within the real estate community to get the word out there. It's not a matter of just putting a sign in the yard. There has got to be some really strong marketing effort, all right? So, obviously, I would love to be that real estate agent for you. Okay, you can reach out to me at 901-210-8045. You can call me, you can text me. All of my contact information is down below. All right, so reach out to me. If you decide that you want to go with another agent, that's great. I hope this information was helpful to you and that you can use this moving forward. But I would love the opportunity to talk to you and help you put the right game plan together. All right, I appreciate it. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon.